Hello and welcome everyone to the Temple of Love. This is Yana Bulat and this is our second meeting. So the concept of the Temple of Love was created for women that are part of our school, that have both the womb healing program or meditations or have gone through our online retreats. At the moment we have 3 online retreats: Wholeness, Queen, and Sexual Goddess. And so all of those retreats and programs are gorgeously recorded for you. But there's so many women that are buying these programs and going them throughout the years, and they have questions. And I wanted for people to have access to me, to have access to the master who has created these incredible programs that I can answer. And also I want you to hear the testimonials from each other, to hear and to see your growth, your transformation. So some of the women here I know personally already for 4 years. With some I have worked in private for a long time. They have taken my programs and they had long-term private coaching with me. Some only have gone through the retreats. And what the retreats do is then for 10 weeks we're together, intimate, raw, open, real, and vulnerable. Why? Because most of us live with masks, the masks that protect us from the sacred wound. We're so afraid to be rejected. We're afraid to be abandoned. We're afraid to be humiliated. We're afraid that we will be unjustly treated or accused. And so we create masks. We create a socially acceptable, meaning socially safe behavior of a good girl. And, and by that, we close our hearts. We have stopped feeling into our womb. We have stopped feeling honest with ourselves. We have stopped trusting our instincts, ourselves, our hearts, our faith. We're afraid to speak the truth, right? Wouldn't you say so? You know, and so by that, what are we doing? We're not living our lives. We become the robots that, like in the Matrix, we just live for the material things, for consuming, for buying, and so forth. And that's why most of people are at some level of depression, from light to deep. Because they're not really connected to who they are and why they're here and the meaning of life and the meaning of self. And most of the women are deeply disconnected to their feminine essence. So because of rape, because of fears and so forth. So we are a planet full of highly traumatized human beings, all looking for love, all wanting stability, harmony. We're trying to find balance in the world full of disturbance and so forth. And so what I have created that I wanted to do as a retreat, as a continuation, part 2 for the wholeness retreat, is healing the sacred wound. But I have decided to instead utilize the Temple of Love and keep it open for everyone on YouTube channel. Everyone who finds me on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube channel, you can come in and join this new revolution that I'm starting. It's called Feminine Evolution into Feminine Divine. Because there is so much information out there about how to be sexy on a level of an animal. They want to treat a woman as an object, of a sexual object. But we all know it doesn't work. And if we look at the life of the superstars, they all get married, they all get divorced, they all go through drama and trauma and so forth. Why? Some of the most beautiful women with a lot of money, with a lot of fame, and they still get divorced. They still all go through challenges in life and so forth. And so it's just being beautiful and sexy and young anymore is not enough. It's not a ticket to happiness. So being wealthy is also not a ticket to happiness. We have to find that inner source where we can connect to our own energy. And I find the source in my connecting to my divine, to my seventh chakra, connecting to my higher self, and connecting to my first chakra, root chakra, where I connect to my source of sexuality. And when I became self-orgasmic, when I have learned how to activate my orgasmicity, I became ecstatic. I became happy by myself. Like in any moment, I can feel like I'm having an orgasm. You can feel that joy that is coming from me and it will be felt through the body as waves coming out. Just if I stop being serious right now and just connect to any one of you from a space of joy, I'm going to be overjoyed. That's one of the qualities when I ask my beautiful 10 years younger than me husband, once in a while I'll ask him, like, why do you love me? He goes, you have this fountain of joy. You have connected to this fountain of energy that, some people are like a glass of champagne, some people are like a bottle of champagne, but when you enter into the space, into the room, you're like the source of that champagne. And he goes, that's why men always want to come to you, because they're like, well, what is this? Because I was asking him, I'm 56 now, and I was like, well, I understand before when I was getting a lot of attention, I was looking great. I was 45, 46, but man, I was looking fabulous. And now, I look the way I look. My age is visible. I don't hide it. I'm proud of my age. Every year I celebrate my age. I allow myself to be fully visible. I don't pretend to be better or worse. I'm honest about my growth and my evolution. I share with you the processes that I go through because I have studied the female evolution. I want to bring women in a space where they can heal their womb, heal their heart, connect to their unique expression that God has given to them. Activate that uniqueness of who you truly are and shine your light and your darkness into this world. Because the mix of your darkness and your light, that's what makes you interesting. That's what makes you unforgettable, unapologetically present. And so for that, we require a lot of confidence, a lot of safety, and a lot of confidence. And I know what I'm talking about because I was unsafe and I was not confident deep inside. I have played the card of confidence. I have tried to be confident. I have pretended, I had imagined, I had made affirmations, but the confidence came actually after the wholeness retreat, where I was leading a group of women in both English and Russian. We had the same retreat at the same time in Russian and English. And I had to be visible, fully honest with a group of women. And how would I invite them into healing their wounds so they would become whole and complete if I myself would be acting and pretending? That doesn't work. It's like, having sex fully clothed. No, you have to undress. He has to see all of you with wrinkles and some, moles and I don't know, scars and all of it. You have to undress and you have to honor yourself, own yourself. But we call it love yourself. But what is love? Is, without that true total acceptance, where is that love? Which part of me do I love? Which part of me don't I? So first, it's the wholeness. We have to get to the space of whole and complete. And so after the wholeness retreat, the second part we did was the Queen retreat, which is about self-dignity, self-respect, and rewriting the codes of your program of who I think I am and why am I here and what are my values are and how I want to be visible in this world by my own choice. And what I've realized that behind all of that, we need the source of energy to feel confident, to feel good, to become to connect to the source. We have to activate that sexual energy within us, but connect it to the divine aspect, to purify it from that animalistic throwing out. I am shocked when I watch like the people, they're singing and dancing like not Shakira, but like Beyonce and whatever the stars. They're all semi-naked on stage. Why? Why do women have to show their butts? They show their sexual organs on stage. I don't understand. I mean, I understand the marketing sex sells, but like, is that really the way we're designed to live and to prosper? Like, do we really need to make billions of dollars or millions and millions of dollars as women to be happy? And for that, we have to sell everything we've got? I believe that holding a sacred union with your beloved is more important than, making a gazillion millions of dollars. We still just need one bed to sleep, and like, I'm all for a beautiful life and a beautiful lifestyle, but not at the cost of selling my sexuality for the millions, as showing to them and promoting the vulgar, the aspect of it. The words are coming in Russian to me. It's blud. I don't know how to say it in English, but but you know what I mean. When men are looking at the woman and thinking, I would like to fuck her this way, that way, and the other way. How do you call that? That evoking in them that pornographic feeling about that. So for me, I'm personally against it. People can do whatever they want. I'm totally against it. I don't think it's normal. I wouldn't want my daughter to make $500 million on stage, doing that. I would prefer her to make $100,000 a year and be happily married to a man. But of course, like, if you go through my sexual goddess, you can marry a millionaire if you so choose, if your age permits. But now Bezos's wife has shown to us that at 50 years old with 3 kids, you can get a gazillionaire at your feet. And I don't know about you, sometimes I watch some shorts, and about her, they're like, how did she get him? She didn't get him because she's got a boob job and a lip job. No, she got him because she's got this incredible energy. Don't you feel it? She's powerful. She's confident. She's powerful. She's self-made. She's a superstar, and she owns her power. She's not a good girl, and I'm not the one to judge her. She's not good, she's not bad, but she's certainly a really powerful woman in her womanly energy. She's not a girl, she's a woman. And so, a gazillionaire doesn't want a little girl that just wants to spend his money. He wanted a woman next to him that he can lean on and feel her power. So women confuse power with masculinity. I can turn on my inner man, or I can turn on my inner woman. And I have built myself powerful to both, in both energetics. But if you cannot turn your feminine energy that is more powerful than your inner man, than your outer man's energy, you're not his woman. You're a little girl to him. A woman always has to have more energy in the feminine aspect than the man in the masculine. So it's like, if you turn on the fire, the container with water has to be bigger and for the fire to heat it up. But the water has to be more so she can always cool down the fire. And this way the man always honors her woman. In some ways, he's a bit scared of her, and that excites him. He has to feel she's more powerful than him for him to respect, because we all respect power. If you feel like a little victim and scared, it could be exciting at the beginning if you're 20, 30 years younger than the old guy, for him to feel like a sweet little girl and feel like God next to you and so forth, buying you toys and this and that. But then at the end, sooner rather than later, he starts treating her without much respect, like a little girl. Like, get out of my way, be quiet, sit in your place, here's a new toy. But if you are the woman with more energy and he can trust you and he can respect you and he needs you, boy, he's going to respect you. He's going to honor you. He's going to love you. And that's what we all want. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to be felt. And we want to be loved. We want all the visibility to be packaged in love. And so that's why the Temple of Love is a space where we can connect once a month and work deeper on what is preventing us from connecting to that self-love. What is blocking us from expressing our divinity in the most beautiful feminine manner? Which way do we need to heal ourselves? And so the original purpose of these meetings was to answer your questions, to support you, to connect you to each other, for you to share your testimonials, to see and get inspired with your own progress, get a feedback from me, and also do deeper healing and get inspired about the new programs, and for me to feel what is needed for the people, where we are, what women are needed, what's going on, and so forth. Instead, our first meeting, this is our second meeting, I did a really powerful session for you where I shared some really incredible information. What is creating the sacred wound that prevents us from communicating and seeing the world and receiving the world's attention through pure source? What is distorting? What is this lens that is distorting the pure receptivity? And we looked into the sacred wound, the wound of rejection, the wound of abandonment, the wound of betrayal, and so forth. And we worked a little bit on them in the previous session. So all of that is recorded for you. And that video is right now perfectly ready. And it's going to be in the Telegram channel and on YouTube probably tomorrow. But you are going to get it. And I do recommend for you to listen to that from beginning till the end, because some people want to listen for 15 minutes on YouTube and then they jump off. The most valuable things are in the middle. The most exciting things are towards the end. We had an incredible practice for visibility. Here I am. That was profound. And until the very last second, I'm giving you something. And so I highly recommend that you budget your time. You can watch it in small pieces, but do watch it. It's for you. And one more thing I wanted to mention is that on YouTube, there is a lot of advertisement that messes up with the enjoyment of listening educational longer videos. I have a premium account. I don't know if you know about that. It's only $9 a month. You buy the premium account and you enjoy without all the videos without any advertisement. So my husband bought that for me, and because I get a lot of information through YouTube, and I hate to be interrupted. So if you didn't know about that, please do. It's just $9 a month, and you're paying for your own pleasure and a lot of free information. Okay. All right. So today I wanted to continue with what we've started yesterday. The previous week. I want to share with you a little bit more. I'll do a small review what we gone through for the new people, because you haven't seen the first part yet. So we looked is that we have 7 levels, 7 bodies. That we have a physical body, ethereal body, astral body, mental body, causal body, buddhic body, and Atman body. And the Atman body is that's where our soul mission is programmed. On chakra level, corresponds to the seventh chakra that connects us to the creator, to the divine. The physical body is corresponding to our first chakra that is between our legs. It's also called the root chakra, and that is also the chakra of our sexuality. And so for those that don't believe in those terminology, you can think about a center, physical body, or a sexual center, or our soul program and whatever. It's difficult to please everyone when it's not a private session, and I can't connect to your specific religious beliefs so that I can use the terminology that can be agreeable to you. We have people from all over the world, from all over faith and walks of life. And so finding the proper terminology is always difficult. So do ask a question if you feel I'm using some words that you're not familiar with. Please recognize, ladies, that the millions that will be watching this video also might have the same question. So please do ask. I have a master's degree in Christian theology and contemporary society. So I have studied all the religions, and I wrote my work was on science and religion. How they affect each other and so forth. And I interviewed some of the top scientists, including a Harvard professor, about it. And it was like a really powerful work that I have written. I've got my degree from Baylor University in Texas, Waco, Texas. Hello. So when I was 25 years old. So 30 years later, I have studied a lot of deep spiritual work, and I have really focused on who am I? Ask the questions, who am I? Why am I here? What is my mission in life? What is my relationship with God? Beyond the concept of religion, beyond Christianity, beyond any religion. I wanted to understand, God and I, are we good? Where is my faith? And so for me, my channel is about feminine divine. We are working and activating our sexuality. We are healing our feminine, our womb, our feminine energy. I am about creating a sacred union with my beloved, not just, getting married where, we just fit well for financial reasons or age or whatever, or lust and so forth. But that is it's a love affair that lasts forever, and it is in the service for humanity. So when we die, we feel like, wow, what a life we lived, what a legacy we have enjoyed, and how much we shared with the world. And yeah, so that's a little bit of the introduction. Okay, back to the seven bodies. So this is our 7 bodies. And then what I didn't focus, I just touched a little bit on it, and that I left for this particular session to go deeper into how do we create and manifest things. Is this interesting for you? Yeah? Okay. So we talked about in the past is that, we have the physical body, astral, ethereal, astral, and mental body. So we try in the mental body to create the pictures, visualizations of what we want. That's how we want to affect our future. The causal body is responsible for this is the program of our future possibilities is building. The future can always change. It's always in a flux. Everything is possible in this life. And any change you make in yourself right now is going to affect and change your future. It's a program, but it's a flexible program. So when we try to do it this way, through visualization, through mental concepts of like who I think I am, what I want, through meditation and so forth, is that helpful? Definitely. But I have discovered a much more powerful, faster way. And that is when we go from the top down. When the change happens in the Buddhic body, where we rewrite the program of who I am and what is available for me, this is what we were doing in the Queen Retreat, rewriting the code, that program affects our causal body. Because the causal body readjusts itself. It says, oh, we've got a new scenario now. We have to adapt to that. Yana doesn't want just to be desirable by great men. Yana wants to find the love of her life. Yana wants to build a sacred union. Yana doesn't want to just meet a billionaire and never work again and be his geisha. Like, I change here the program, and the program goes down to my causal body and says, hello, everybody, wake up, change your program, change your fate. And then the causal body is in contact. It's a thinner body. We don't see it, but we feel it. We know our fate. And it's in contact with the whole universe. So it arranges itself. We have the angels that are protecting us. We have our higher self. They go, we got the new program. Let's go to work. And then they move heaven and earth for you to open up the doors, the opportunities, the possibilities, to bring the right people at the right time. So everything starts to work. So when I came to Thailand, I was in Bali for 2 years when I created the womb healing program and the 7 magical meditations and the 4 elements. When I created that, I was in Bali. And then I went to Thailand, to this special island called Penyan, to kind of rest. And it was an island built on crystals. And I wanted to practice there. I was like, okay, I launched my school, I did a business project, and now I want to go and I want to do some more practices to go to a higher level myself. And when I was practicing there, I realized is that I know that I can get any man that I want. I've already had the experience of being proposed by bankers and like producers and so forth. They would find me, I don't know from where, and they're like, no, we love your energy, blah, 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 blah. Like, men were just pouring in, and I had so many different options. And so when I felt that I am not rejected one, I am the adored one, I started really connecting what I truly want. But what do I truly want? But what would truly make me happy? And so then I made the call. It's like, give me the one I can love. That was the only condition. Give me the one I can love. That's it. And that very day, Bulat was brought to me. But because in the causal body, our higher self already knows where we're going, in which direction, what we're working on. I've been doing the womb healing. I've been doing my meditations every single day. I am love. I am beautiful. I'm enchanted. I am light. You know, my higher self already knew that I'm becoming this magical woman for love. And my love is for purity, not for manipulation, not to get attention, but for healing and for love and for spreading the good word. So it already knew in advance the direction that I was going. So Bulat, my perfect match, was at the same time prepared. He was brought from India to Thailand, and he was going to leave 3 months before I arrived, but he fell off a bike and he was injured severely. Like his elbow, his knee were to the bone. So it took him 3 months to recover so that I would arrive, anchor in on the island, and connect and do my ritual, calling in the one. And then, and then we would meet. And so the universe starts to arrange the things for us when we start working on ourselves, where we start changing and going in the right direction of our soul evolution. So magic happens. So, sometimes things happen right away. Sometimes we need some time for in the causal body, the cause and effect to be everything needs to be rearranged for us. So the Atman body gives energy into the Buddhic body. I don't know if you can see this. We might do a flyer for this. But when the Buddhic body starts making changes and writing the proper codes that are aligned with our soul's mission, then the Atman body will give us energy. We will feel excited, we will feel elated, we will have this extra energy. So when we get from the top down supported, this is how we change our destiny. And so let me ask you a question. So what is more powerful? If you want to change something in your life, what is more powerful? If you wake up in the morning, so for example, you have decided that you are going to, I don't know, what is it that you want? To lose some weight, be healthier, make more money, I don't know, find a loved one. What do people usually want? Health, relationship, and money. You know, some of us want also good relationship with God. Like for me, that's a priority. So, what do you think will be more powerful if you have a program for healthy being or a visualization that today you're going to be good to your body? When you get up in the morning, the program kicks in. If you're used to eating a lot, the program is gonna call you to have a big, heavy, hearty breakfast. If you have a program that you get up and the first thing you do, you go for a run and you have to sweat it out, you're gonna get up and you're gonna go. If you're used to meditating, you're gonna get up and first meditate and feel good before you do anything, eat your breakfast or go run. So the program is always going to be more powerful, have a more powerful effect on us than our physical body, than our mind program, what we want. The program is always going to trump our mental concept. And so this is a really revolutionary breakthrough for me because I was working with a manifestation coach and she's, she wants to be famous and she's really working on that, and they invite her on television and all of these things. And she's a great girl and I love her a lot. And I was trying to explain to her that there is something off in her program, that I've studied all of these laws of manifestation with Abraham Hicks and all these books and programs, and everywhere she went through, I was like, honey, I've done it. I'm 20 years older than you. I've started this journey 20 years ago. And, I know this stuff and I've tried all of that and it works, but really a little bit. Because we get in this world only what we are vibrationally aligned with. And if we get anything more than what we truly deserve, we're going to pay a high price for it. Because the universe likes a balance. And so it's very confusing. Is that on one way, yes, you're the creator, you can have everything you want, but you can get only what you deserve. It's a law of balance. The universe is very just. It's not an unjust universe. It's a really just universe. And we've got one more person to join us. Welcome. So, so that's one thing that at the last meeting, in the first part of, so the first meeting will be like the first part. This is still a continuation for that. I want to build a theory for you on which we can lean on when we're working on healing sessions and so forth. And I always like to bring to you the information that I have been working on, that has been changing me, that has been helping me to grow and evolve as a human being and as a wife and, as a teacher and so forth. It's like I bring and share to you my light. And I'm always curious, what do you think about it? And if you don't agree with that or something, we can always discuss, later when we have the Q&A. Your opinion matters. I'm super, super excited to know, what do you think about all of this? Do you have questions? Do you agree or not? Okay, so let me finish up with this theory so we can get to the practical part. And so I wanted to also discover a faster way for creation and manifestation. And so what I discovered is what I've learned from my husband. When I met him, he would be somebody that everybody would call lucky. It's like everything comes effortlessly to him on the surface. But that is because deep inside, if you have you ever read or heard the book The Diamond Cutter? I forgot the name of the. Do you remember the author, Bulat? Okay, well, check on it and let me know. Anyhow, there's a powerful book, Diamond Cutter. We read it like 5 years ago or something, so forgot about his name. He was a Buddhist monk that studied the diamond business in New York and is a gazillionaire. And it's a really powerful, deep spiritual book where it explains that in a diamond business, it's all based on faith. And like if you lie or cheat or steal even like a tiny bit in the gold or diamond business, you won't prosper. It's like honesty is super, super important there. And it really explains that Buddhist philosophy about whatever is allowed in your world. If lying is okay, the world would lie to you. If cheating is okay, the world will cheat to you. If killing is okay for whatever reason, the death is welcomed into your world as well. It's whatever, this is, people call it karma, but it's truly is a program. Whatever you allow in your world, whatever is written in your Buddhic body as a possibility, it exists in your world. And so with my husband, what he does, he works on his Buddhic body. It's in his world, cheating, lying, stealing, any of this, what we call sins, they're not allowed. It's not that it's not part of his design. It's not that he doesn't have the impulses, that he's a saint. No, he just controls it because he has made a choice. He has a program. It's not allowed in my world. Period. It's like, people that are vegetarians, they have made a decision that eating meat is not, for whatever reasons, for different reasons, is not okay in their world. So they don't eat meat. And so welcome everyone who is joining us a bit late. We've already started, but it's all recorded for you, so no worries. And then he has also certain programs in his mind that his job till the rest of his life to love, worship, and adore Yana, his wife, his chosen one. And it is his choice to make me happy every day. And I watch him, even when he's sick, he doesn't have energy, he feels frustrated, irritated, tired of me, or something. He always still is so kind to me, so nurturing, so honoring, so supportive. He will be like dying and still serving me. That strengthens my love to him. I love him more and more and more and more. And what's interesting, everything we do is easy. For Bulat, everything is easy. If he goes to the airport, he forgets something, that always the universe says yes to him. He is like, we have a joke in our house, Bulat never makes a mistake. If he makes a mistake, that is for our highest good. It always turns out to be the best way. That if he didn't make that mistake, something bad would have happened. And so it's like, we can look at it, oh, how lucky you are, but no. He just has chosen the right program. He lives by the right code of morality. He is an honest king inside of his world. He doesn't present himself to the world as somebody special. He is special to me. And the more I get to know him, the more I adore him. And the more I adore him, the more he expands in his own light and love. and it liberates his abilities to create and be the best version of himself. And so 7 years later in marriage, we love each other more. We're not bored of each other. We just keep evolving and supporting each other. Of course, I want to share this model into the world. Of course, I want to show women, but for that, I require resources. I require sexual energy. And that's why I've created the Sexual Goddess Retreat, where I finally collected all the best practices and brought it all for you. And so this end of this month, July 26, I'm inviting you all for the next 4 weeks. We're going to work on the Sexual Goddess practices, only for those that have purchased the Sexual Goddess Retreat. So the sooner you go and buy it, everything is there for you. It's designed for you it's a self-study home course. But I want to have 4 weeks for everyone that has bought it before. You're always welcome. That's the beautiful part. Once a year, I will be running, this special Sexual Goddess gathering for us all in the Queen's Club. Everyone that has purchased the retreat before is always welcome. So I'm hoping that every year we will have this special gathering and work together to see the progress. But we decided to also record it if we can, because we're going to be moving and so forth, but hopefully we can record the practicums, and that will be additionally for free available for everyone who buys the Sexual Goddess Retreat. Because in these practices with the group, I want to bring to you some basics that that are not in the retreat, that are not anywhere. I want to bring some really, from the very basic, we rebuild our body, but we build it with the participants. That I can pick up someone and I can, she can be an example, and we'll look at her body and I can explain things and help things and so forth. And I can watch you practice the ritual that is, in the retreat, and I can watch and give you the feedback, because many people do it wrong. And it's like we do need a master to take a look and give us a feedback, because in the past, all of this was designed for life. And in the past, I only gave this knowledge in private retreats where I could see the woman, touch her, work with her, adjust it for her. But now we live in the world of the information, and we do it everything online. And the beauty of the online ones is that they're recorded and you can watch it many times. And you can watch it yourself in the mirror. But I have decided to gift you the 6 months of support in the Queen's Club, where once a month we meet for women from the Sexual Goddess Retreat, and we can practice and you can ask questions about this. Because without that sexual energy, you don't get the confidence, you don't have the hormonal balance, you don't have that access to your divine orgasmicity, you just don't have enough. And for me, I had an accident 3 years ago that I've shared in the previous videos for you. And it was hard for me to recover. I was already older. I was 53, and I felt like I'm losing my potency, my sexuality. And so I need to now work it back up. I don't know if it's possible for me to build it again to the level that I was pre-surgery. But that is one of the reasons I've also created this container, this sacred container for us for Sexual Goddess practicums, so that it could inspire me to work out with you, to build it up together, and to be, to watch your progress and get inspired and see myself. Because everything that is recorded every year, I get to see myself. I get to hear myself. As my voice is more confident. You probably have noticed my voice has changed. My level of self-love and confidence has shifted. And so, I praise the women that are visible, that want to be recorded on video, on our videos, so you get to see yourself each year. You get to see what's happening with you. Because for some people, if you choose not to be visible, you can just participate and you're not going to be heard or seen if you're doing a recording. But if you're okay to be visible, then you can be part of the video. If you're sharing something of value for the group, it's not just a personal thing, you will be able to be immortalized on the videos, and it's good to have it for your archives. Okay. So that was a little bit on the 7 bodies. And then the last thing that we've mentioned in the part 1, we talked about the steps for healing. And I came to the last one, and I already was like, I was already getting tired. The energy was going down. After like 2-3 hours of talking, I feel like, okay, I'm complete. And so I wanted to get back to that and focus on that last piece, because this is something I paid for with the last 3 years of deep studying and deep healing on my sacred wound. So when I started the healing for myself and working with women for the last 10 years in healing, what I've observed is that the first layer of the wound when we start healing is always going to be in the space of I and the world, I and him, I and the other, I and the enemy. There's always somebody that we blame. It's always because of somebody, something is happening to us. It's also called an infantile program, where like children, Mom, my sister is hurting my feelings. We're always looking for the enemy outside, and this forms our victim archetype that we are healing in the wholeness retreat. When that layer is healed, when we go through law of forgiveness and forgetfulness, and we come to harmony and peace in our environment with the people, when we recognize they're just a mirror for us, that's just that what is allowed in my world is brought back to me. That's the karma. They're not the bad ones. They're giving us an example and an experience. How does it feel when somebody steals from you, when somebody betrays you, when someone cheats on you? How does that feel? Okay, so they are an angel. The dark angel is still doing the job to bring us more into the light of forgiveness, of awareness, of purity. Then the next layer that comes up is our mom and dad and our family lineage, where we go, but I am aggressive like that because when I was a little kid, my mom was so aggressive with me, and that's why I'm so aggressive. For me, I'm quite direct. So for Americans, and maybe some Europeans, I haven't lived in Europe, that can be kind of like strange a little bit. They're taken off or put off or something by my directness. But I was raised in the Soviet Union, where I was the most tactful person. Because when I was growing up in school, the teacher would tell us, "Sit down, you idiot," if a child said anything, not from the book. We were so humiliated. We were treated with such disrespect. And I used to read encyclopedias for children. So when I would come to class, I would be smarter than the teacher. I would know more information on any subject than any teacher would. I read since I'm 6 years old, read 50 to 100 pages a day my whole life. And so I didn't want to be called an idiot. I wanted to be smart. I felt it was offensive, but also because my mom put a program in my head that I shared in a previous video. You're smart and you're beautiful. And that's it. So I could disappoint my mom. I had to be smart. And so, I come to America and I say it as it is, as it is. And people are like, you're not allowed to say things as they are. You cannot say, well, I think that's a stupid idea. They would be offended. I'm like, why? You ask my opinion. I think it's stupid. You know, I'm not hurting your feelings. I'm just sharing my opinion. What's wrong with my opinion? You know, if somebody tells me, Yana, that's pretty stupid of you to say that, that's not going to hurt my feelings. Because I'm not stupid. That's your opinion. You have every right to think it's stupid because maybe you are not as smart as I am. You're not catching it up. And maybe I'm not as smart as you are, you know, and I'm not catching. So with my husband, I always thought that I'm smarter than him until I realized he's a genius. He's a scientist. He's just quiet. So now every ideas I have, I run by him and he listens to me and he goes, well, that's a little bit like a childish way to look at the world. I'm like, really? Tell me the smarter way to do it. You're so smart. And he will, the way he can see and form ideas and explain them to me in such a short, concise, and powerful way, it every time I go, wow, you're a genius. He truly is smarter than me. And I love that. That doesn't make me feel stupid. It makes me recognize that he's a step above me. I'm as smart as I can be. I'm doing my best to get as much education as I can. But he is more powerful than me in that, so that's great. I'm not in competition with the world. I am in adoration with the world. And everyone in my world can be visible. You're allowed to show your shadow, you're allowed to shine your light. And if you allow me, I can tell you my personal opinion. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's my subjective personal opinion. Take it and do something with it. Like it, throw it away, delete, cancel, disagree, fight, hate, love, whatever you please. That's how we are living a really interesting real life. And so my fiance in America, you know, his family owned a production company in Hollywood. His sister was like, it was like I was on Sunset. I forgot about like all these streets in LA because I lived in San Diego. But anyhow, I was at the top places where everything was happening and the actresses and all of that. I had an interesting life. And he would not dare tell me not to be myself, but for example, somebody would come and say, oh, I have this idea to make this movie and this and this and that. And Jerry, my partner at the time, he would say, wow, that's interesting. How exciting. Good luck. And then I would ask him like, I think that's a stupid idea. I don't think that's going to work. This is not what humanity needs. This is in the old direction. I don't think, and he goes, oh, totally agree with you 100%. I'm like, but you just told this poor soul that it's great, it's going to work and good luck. He goes, yeah, but do you want me to tell him, dude, that's totally stupid idea? I go, yes, why not? He came for your opinion. He goes, no, that doesn't how it works in America, babe. This is not, Red October from Mother Russia. It's like, no, we communicate differently here. And so, but I love America. I love how polite they are and kind they are and allowing, therefore, the differences. But I was missing this soulful connection, this passion connection, where you can say things and not to be offended. And so it's this wound of being rejected, being humiliated, I feel that is preventing us from living our life fully, awake, alive, and ignited. And so I think that healing that is key. I think that Sexual Goddess allows you to activate your energy. I think that Queen helps you to connect to your dignity. I think that Wholeness Retreat helps you to see your victim and your victimhood and heal your victimhood patterns in a feminine way. But healing the sacred wound, this is new. information that I have discovered, because I have been working on this with my husband Bulat and with his brilliant method of going through 7 bodies and healing the sacred wound on every step and every level, and having this change in the code, and then rewriting the scenario and anchoring it back into the body with a new scenario where I've had this major change inside of me. This is what expedites a transformation. This is a true transformation in life that I've discovered, the fastest possible way. And so that's the journey I am inviting you in. So the next piece that we talked, so then you heal the mother, why is my mother responsible for me being a monster right now and acting the way I do? And then the next level of healing is the karmic. We connect to why this has happened to me. Why is this my karma? And then we heal that part. And then the last piece is I am God. And that is the hardest piece, the deepest piece. This is where the injustice or justice comes in. This is where true safety comes in. This is because it's based on true trust. Is there life after death? Am I just living in this physical world, in the material world, to get? Or am I here to fulfill my mission in life, which is always about more love, more caring, full expression, healing my karmic knots that I came with, healing that, discovering that there is no enemy, there is only love, that everything that happens for me, not to me, that everything is an opportunity for me to expand in love. And it's about an awareness of who I am as a divine being in this material world. So in the material aspect, we are limited, and the material changes slowly. Like if you want to change any muscle in your body or lose weight and tighten up or whatever, 90 days at least of intense work before you see some results. But on a finer body, it's like you can connect. Forgive me for those who are not in the Christian tradition. I'm going to use Jesus because this is my personal experience. I've connected to Jesus, I prayed to him, and I had miracles happen like that. So in a spiritual realm, things can happen instantly. We can have an instant awareness and instant expansion in the light. That transformation, the finer bodies, in the higher bodies, things happen faster, differently than the physical. So we're here to learn this wholeness, to learn this multi-layered avatar that we have, to heal on every level from this wound of rejecting God inside of me. So when I was healing my wound of rejection, when I came to that 4th stage, I realized that, well, where is this wound of rejection coming from? And that is me sometime, eons of time before, rejecting God as my source, as that the light shall set me free, is that love is the only law of creation. At some point, many, many lifetimes before I've made the choice to not trust God as the only truth and is the only way. And I became human like everybody else, where we take the justice into our own hands. Oh, you hurt my feelings? I'm going to give it right back at you. Oh, you steal from me? I'm going to come and take from you. Oh, you kill my baby? I come and kill you and 5 of your kids. So we have started our own justice. We have started the war inside and outside. And we have separated ourselves from God's grace. And if you take it into a relationship, it's exactly whatever my relationship with God is that's my relationship with my husband. The more I heal my love with my husband, the closer I become to God. Because more and more I see God's divine grace in my husband. So, it's the love that heals us, the self-love and expressed, through relationships, love. And so, coming back, so this was my last 3 years of journey into this peace. I am God. Can I find peace in not rejecting, but discovering the divine essence in me, the divine program, the divine peace in me, and let it run my life. Let me trust and lean on that in me. And so what happened, it made me safer. People trust me more. Like my communication became more clear. I'm not afraid to hurt anybody's feelings because I love myself. And I'm not rejecting the divine in me. And it's hard for me to trust that part and be honest. But somehow, my communication pattern has changed, that even the women that before were upset with me and whatever, they all have come back. Because I've done that healing and acceptance with God and forgiving myself for rejecting the divinity in any soul because I had projected on them some standards that they were not living up to. It's like it's not that I couldn't love them unconditionally, as I mentioned before. Like, I'm stepping away from the concept unconditional love. I'm more embracing the concept of totality. Like, I'm not loving and accepting people in their totality, with their darkness and their light. Being able to love them as God, watching them evolve. Then they're not bad in this moment, but in this moment, the trauma is holding them in the darkness, in the pain. But if we heal the trauma, more light comes into their hearts and they can have the resources to be kinder and loving and forgiving. That we're here for healing, truly, through love. And we need the instruments for that. And so I hope that I create the best instruments. I know that I create the best instruments for me. And so, all right. So thank you for listening. I hope that this was clear, the stages and the levels. And now I want to ask you a couple of things. One of the things that we can do is I can pick one of you and do a healing for you in this session. So I want you to think about it before we're going to start with question and answers right now. But I want to throw at you an opportunity. Let me see the time. That if some of you, there are conditions for that, because normally we invite for that for private session for healing that sacred wound. And as you know, normally my sessions are $500 and they're 90 minutes to up to sometimes 3 hours if it's necessary. I don't look at the clock, we work. But right now I'm running a special because it's a wartime and people need it more than ever. For $1,000, you get 3 sessions. So you either can look at it, get one free. You either can divide it into 3 and get a discount for that. But I feel that usually 3 sessions is a really powerful way to work a little bit deeper, go into the layers a little bit deeper with things, or touch on different subjects more. And so you can write to me on WhatsApp that you're interested in 1 session or you're interested in 3 sessions. If you're from Europe, you can transfer money through the Wise. I can give you some ways to, if you're from America, you can do Zelle. So there are faster and cheaper ways to move money because I'm not in America, I'm in Thailand. And so, but of course, you can go to the website and purchase it as well. But we don't have this special on the website, but I can always create it for you to buy it on the credit card as well. So you contact me directly through WhatsApp and I can create whatever best deal for you is. Okay, so the condition I have for the Temple of Love for people that want to get a private group healing, basically, you know, me using the Bulat's method with any subject that you have, that you are okay to go with the group. But you need to be visible, like you need to give permission that we can show it on YouTube, like so I can see your, like I'm watching your face and your voice. If you're not okay with your face and name, we can only use your voice. And then, and the last piece, if you want to contribute for that. So when we're thinking about the Temple of Love, we're still working on the website on that page. I'm going to create 3 ways to donate. You can always participate for free. And you can choose a donation from, for example, this is right now, I'm throwing, the prices may always change, but I'm thinking like $25, $50, and $100. So you can make a choice of any contribution you want, because the work we're going to be doing here is powerful, and we also need to make money. We're living abroad, we're living in hotels, we need equipment, like, this is expensive to create, to do this work for free. Before I only worked privately, so when I work privately, you don't hear much from me in the social media or on YouTube. But now we're moving into online and giving more information and sharing more and so forth. So we need to figure out a way of balancing and making money, but being more visible with this information out in the world, and not just being the best kept secret and a private boutique for people that get lucky to get to know me. So in the future, you can write to me on WhatsApp. For example, Yana, I would like to, at the next Temple of Love meeting, I would love to, for you to work with me personally. This is my, subject, for example. And I'm willing to contribute $100 or $50, and I'm okay with you to be visible. So we're going to choose the one who gives us the more yeses to those things, because we were thinking, like, how do we, because it's going to benefit everyone, because when I'm leading some person through, everybody can go through it for themselves as well. And we get infected by the courage of another person. Everybody has the shame and, to be visible. And when one person steps out and becomes visible, that opens something within us, because everything they suffered through is what we also have in a different package, but the same deal. We all have the same wounds and the same frequency problems, all of us, same. We're, as mankind, in one ship, basically. But it's differently packaged, differently flavored. But every soul that goes through this healing in a collective opening up, it gives permission. It says yes to the feminine to heal and to feel trust that it's safe for us women not to criticize each other, but to support each other, to be compassionate, not judgmental. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of courage. A lot of courage. But how do you change? How do you grow? Only through courage. Only through overcoming your fears and stepping out of the shadow of your own limitations. That's how you connect to that inner sun, inner light, inner divinity, feeling like the beloved child of God that is here, and it's safe. Whatever way you live your life, it's safe. You don't have to make gazillions. You don't have to have the biggest bot. You don't have to be Kim Kardashian with billions and, all these things created. It's like you don't know the pain that she's going through. and the price that she's paying with her soul. You are here to heal your karma. You are here to live your life in your own body. And that's beautiful. It's not that it's enough, it's beautiful. That's how God designed it. It's beautiful. And we, in our group, in our temple of love is I am the temple of love. You yourself, you tell yourself, I am the temple of love. Not me, Yana Good, but you, Suzanne, you, Jenny, you, Margaret, you, Anya, you, Netta, you, Mila, you are. You say to yourself, I am the temple of love. And here the sinner and the saint are welcomed. And the sinner is those parts of you that you have not accepted. And the saint is those parts of you that you haven't allowed to come center front and central. So the temple of love is about wholeness, is about queen, and is about the sexual goddess, where we connect to all of those three powerful aspects of our beingness, to recreating the goddess divine within us. At our next meeting, I have a really powerful exercise for activation of your goddess that I made, and it's extraordinary. I cannot wait to get to it. But let me see some of the information people are writing. Suzanne is like, I'm a yes for all, for the healing. Ugh. Suzanne, you warm up my heart. I'm gonna cut this part out because I want to be like raw and juicy, because you are my joy, you are my pride. I'm gonna have it on the show because I want people to see. Suzanne, you are my pride. You are my hard-earned beloved, because you've rejected me, you didn't trust me at the beginning. I remember it's like how much I wanted for you to love me. I wanted for you to trust me. I wanted to contribute to you. I wanted it so much. So now every time you say a yes, I have like tears coming up to my eyes. I feel like, oh my God, I am walking in the right direction. So thank you for your trust, and thank you for your yes, because I know your beautiful, generous spirit. You're extraordinary. Like, I know who you are. I know the fullness of your light. And I also know how much you have protected yourself and how much you're not allowing yourself. You're just started to opening up, and I want your flower to bloom and blossom. So yeah, thank you for your trust. Jenny is also yes for the healing. Thank you, Yana. And then who is SJ? Can you come out and unmute yourself? You have been writing here. You have a lot of questions. You ask for it to do a healing on you as well. Can I see you? Can I get to see you first? Yes, to see is it? Can I hear you well? Yeah.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Can you come on camera, honey?
Actually, I have internet issues, so I'll try, but it might watch out. So,
Okay,
see if it,
so we're going to choose today people that are on camera, because when I'm doing a healing, I am fully watching the body language. I'm watching the ethereal body. I'm watching the changes and transformations. So, SJ, please. Hi, honey. Yeah. Yeah. You are visible, you are beautiful and welcome, but it's a lot of noise. So please, mute yourself. Yeah. Please mute yourself. Yeah. Okay. So you asked some really good questions in there today, but please forgive me today. I'm not going to answer them because I'm looking at the time. But when you watch the first part of the video, and when you watch some of the previous videos that I have created for the school, from 1 to 8 or 1 to 9, I've made some videos explaining. Please watch those, watch the first part for this, and see if you have some of the answers for your questions. And then if you still don't have it, you can still ask them at some of our next meetings. Because I feel, they're really good questions. They're practical questions, and they're very sweet and naive. And, and I understand where you're coming from. And many women have the same questions. But yeah, I'm making the choice not today to address it. So please mute yourself. Yeah.
Can you see
Yeah.
can you see something which is beyond the I'm sorry to ask these questions, but you can see beyond the things that which a normal person can see? Like right now when you're seeing me, you're seeing something else.
Yes, I do have an ability to see people on many layers, deeply into them. I do. You're fine. You're trying to get the focus on you. You want attention. You want acknowledgement and all of that. And you are beautiful and powerful, and everything is going to be good. And I highly recommend the wholeness retreat for you. I think that will be very useful for you. Suzanne, don't you think? Like, unmute yourself. What do you think? What would you recommend for her?
Yeah, I just left a message in the chat, but the wholeness retreat will answer all your questions about cheating, why do men cheat, what's our part in it, and all about karma too. That's the wholeness retreat answers many questions about your karma.
Because there are 10 sessions there that we come deep into layers. The answers are never easy. When we ask deep questions like this, as I said, there's 4 layers behind any problem. He cheated on you because he has a wrong moral code. Why do you attract this particular person? What lesson is he teaching you? Well, your dad used to be cheating on, I'm using as an example, and you think it's normal, or you never forgiven your dad or your mom for cheating. You hate cheaters. So your hate attracts that experience. So you learn, you can grow and learn the forgiveness and mercy and allow people to cheat. For me, I found an answer that, okay, I want to become a woman who will never be cheated on. I took the focus from them and I said, why do men cheat? They want energy. Okay, how can I become a woman that has enough energy for my man and to be different always? And so I studied the art of geisha, where I can have a water orgasm, an earth orgasm, a fire orgasm. So whatever condition he's in, I can create an opposite for him. So I'm always interested, I'm always magnetic. I've practiced to learn to activate my sexual magnet. I invite you into the Sexual Goddess Retreat. But for you personally, first, I would recommend, as Suzanne said, the Wholeness Retreat first, and then the Sexual Goddess. It will be more beneficial for you. The Wholeness Retreat is cheaper, but it's not about the money. The Sexual Goddess is the most expensive piece out of all of our offerings, because the knowledge there I only shared at a $10,000 private retreats. Only then and there. So that finally that is being recorded. So for people now that come for private retreat, they have to go through the online retreat first. I might do a deal for them, give them a discount, but before they come to me, they have to go through it first. So they have minimum amount of questions and maximum time for practice, growth, change, and healing, and upgrades. And so I'm super proud that finally I have recorded the Sexual Goddess Retreat. That is my legacy, because I don't think this type of knowledge exists anywhere in the world for women. And I needed that to feel safe and to feel abundant and to become a woman that is not going to be cheated on. So there are many layers to answer it. It's like, maybe something is wrong with you, not in the wrong way, but like you don't have the experience that is necessary. So for example, they say how Brad Pitt could leave Jennifer Aniston. She's such a beautiful girl. She's the next, people that like her. I wouldn't think a second. Like if I was a man, I would never be with Jennifer Aniston. To me, she's most boring, victimized, little girl. She's unattractive to me, not physically, but energetically. I don't like her facial expression and so forth. I feel pity for her. So when I look at Angelina Jolie, I'm like, oh my God, this is a queen, this is a goddess. I mean, she's a sex goddess. And I don't agree with tattoos. I don't agree with drugs. I'm anti all of that. But that's her, the hell, she went through hell first. But she certainly is connected to her sexuality. She's certainly fearless about being visible, when she played Maleficenta. One of the things for actresses is, that's how they express their darker sides, is on stage via character. Like, it's not me. No, it's you. They play out their negative parts. They play out their black dragon through the movies where they're playing the bad girl. That's their way to release that energy from them, because we'll have it. We'll have the black dragon inside of us. We'll have the monster, the devil that destroys the light, the sacred within us. It's the fight, the dark and the light between all the time. Is discovering that was important for me. So it's like, really, now what I would enjoy the most is to do spiritual retreats. But I know for us women to be happy, we have to become a sexual goddess. A goddess of love. Not a little girl, oh, I love you, I'm a good girl. No, that's boring. And a man might cheat on that because, you get bored with that. It's like having a porridge every day. After a while, you can fucking stand that porridge. You want something more exciting for breakfast. Maybe shakshuka. Shakshuka? It's from Turkey. It's the most delicious eggs. Like, they make it with tomatoes and with some red peppers and some paprika and so forth. And they steam it. There's a certain way to make it. It's such an exciting dish. It's really popular here in Thailand and in Bali. Yes, as Jay asked the question, will the wholeness retreat also address hormonal balance and sexual practices? Yes, there is some in there as well. Yeah. It's not a sexual goddess retreat. It's different. Every retreat builds upon each other. Every program has pieces and bits of it. But wholeness retreat really focuses on the victim archetype in your sex, in your lineage with your mom and dad, your inner man and inner woman, in your relationship with men. But it's more in your relationship with yourself. And it allows you to grow from an infantile program where, you're building the boundaries with the outside world. Don't cheat on me. I want a man who will never cheat on me. No, become a woman that is not afraid of men to be cheating or not cheating. I don't tell my husband, not to look at any woman. My husband is free to go get any woman he wants. He chooses to be with me. Because he knows, when I ask him, I'm like, listen, I'm getting older. And so forth, my husband is young. He's not just by age. He's very young looking. When we go to ecstatic dances here and he takes his shirt off and he dances, his body is perfect, his skin is perfect, he has beautiful features, and he dances like he can move every part of his body. He's like a panther. He can just with lightly jump in these high things, like they're like to my breast, and he just puts his hands and like a cat, boom, he's up there. I'm like, what did you just do? I mean, he's incredible physically as well. And so I'm like, honey, all these girls are looking at you. If you feel like a spark with somebody or something, like, who am I to interfere with your enjoyment of life? And he goes, you do know that if I look at another woman, I'm going to hurt you. I'm like, of course I'm going to suffer. Of course it's going to kill me. but my heart is not going to break. I'm just going to suffer and get stronger and love myself more and love you more. I'll find the way, like I will take care of myself. I have the practices, but I'm not the one. I'm not your boss. You are free. I wasn't like that our first year. I was a jealous bitch, scared to lose him. I was controlling and manipulating and using all the knowledge I had and all of my sexual magic I had on him. And I was competing with younger girls like there was no tomorrow. I wasn't safe and secure. But now in the 7th year, I am relaxed, I'm trusting, I'm generous, I'm real with him. And I'm like, honey, I'm your goddess. I'm not your boss. Whatever you need to be happy. And he's like, I will never do anything that will hurt your heart, because your love is precious to me. So learning how to become a woman that can satisfy a man, that can love him in a way that he opens up in his highest capacity for you. Learning how to not to manipulate, but to utilize love as a powerful tool for intimacy, for connection, and to become a treasure. So this are the things that I want to be teaching in the Queen's Club for women that have taken these 3 retreats, that have gone through the wholeness, that have gone through the Queen, that have gone through the sexual goddess. This is the women I want in the Queen's Club, where we can work and share deeper on now how do we show up in the relationship, how do we build a relationship, because this is the women that first take responsibility to healing themselves and activating themselves. This is about becoming the Angelina Jolie. It's like you do your work, but then there's still tools and techniques and how do we build now a relationship with men, because nobody teaches us, and there is a way to do it. I call it architecture. It's like you can just put a house together, or you can create and feng shui a sacred space that is magical to live in. So it's how do you want to invest into your life? How do you want to design your life? It all depends from that. All right, my darlings. So thank you, SJ. SJ, this was incredible. Let me see one more message we have here. I am focused on relationship with God at this era in my life. I think it's very special path, very personal and unique individual. Thank you for talking about it. Yeah. I mean, now I would run the spiritual retreats, but I'm still not feeling like a saint and allowing myself to go there, but it is an invitation for those of you that are on that path. I do have a master's degree in that. I do have years of personal work and transformation, and I can help if necessary. But for our School of Love, I'm teaching women the feminine way of building relationship of love with yourself, radical love of you totally, and creating a loving relationship. Okay, so let's now get back to one of you. So we've got Suzanne and we've got Jenny as a yes. So Jenny.
Yes, Yana. Hola. Hello.
Hola.
Yeah. My subject should be abundance.
Abandonment.
Yes,
Okay.
abundance.
Okay. All right. Okay. And now I want to also ask everybody else, you can come in, all unmute yourselves. Do you have any questions and your thoughts, and what subject is more interesting for you? Who do we work with? Do you want me to take, the subject of Suzanne? Do you want me to work with Jenny? What everybody else feels and thinks? Because at the next, you can always save it for the next session. As you come live, every time we'll see who comes, who gets through. But any other questions anyone has, or any comments on this conversation that we had? Thank you, Neta, for sharing that, this was important for you. But yes, Margaret.
How to learn how to receive if we are like givers but we have a problem to receive.
This is excellent question. And I think we handled it in the wholeness retreat as well, right? It's but I'll give a short answer. The capacity to receive is blocked in our feminine channel. When women have the feminine channel blocked, that blocks their capacity to receive. They don't feel worthy to receive. It happens subconsciously. That I've seen it in myself as I started, when I stepped on the path of geisha, when I started practicing, the more sexual energy I was having, the purer my womb was becoming. And when I say pure, is more love in the womb I could generate. I was healing all of my resentment to the men that hurt my feelings, that rejected me, that abandoned me. I was healing my relationship with my dad. I was healing my relationship with my mom. So the more darkness that was coming out of my womb, the more light I was feeling. The more light I was feeling in my womb, the more love I was feeling, the more energy I could emit. Whenever I would meet with a man, the more loving I was. And the more love I was giving, the more deserving I was feeling to receive of his investment into me in every possible way. Attention, money, support, service. Receiving channel is the feminine, is taking, it's to receive. And it's always balanced by, do I deserve it? And as I said, the universe is very just. Is what I give is what I receive. Like, I feel that the more love I will be giving to the group, the more I deserve to receive your support and love. That it's balanced. I can demand from you to support me. I can love you and invite you to also give back and to support this project we're on. Because it can run dry out. I mean, we need the finances to support this. Can't work for free. We gotta eat as well. But I can't tell you what to do. I have to inspire you to want to give. When are you inspired to give? Is when you receive. And so when we know how to give, the more we give, the more we receive. That's how it works. So for you, the answer would be healing your feminine channel. For that, the womb healing program which you have, the wholeness answers a lot of questions in depth. Like, we really work it out there. As I said, 10 sessions, 3 hours each, deep into the feminine channel, healing different aspects of victimhood. And Suzanne has done it already 5 times. I have done it 6 times after we created it. For the next 2 years, I was running the wholeness retreat. Because it's layer by layer by layer was freeing up in me my capacity to receive all the goodness this world has to offer. This makes sense? Did I answer? Yeah? Excellent question. Thank you. Anyone else that came in here with like maybe specific question you had before we start doing the
Yana,
healing session? Go for it.
just now when you mentioned about healing your wounds and then your sexual energy became more potent, right? Like, just by healing on that, the ripple effect was that also getting healing. So it means that the core target is healing those wounds, and sexual energy is already present, it's just beneath those wounds. Am I getting it right?
You are, but the what I have discovered in reality is that most women cannot just handle it through the womb healing program. That the womb healing program opens up for them. It's an introductory course. It connects them and starts the healing process. And that's why later I created the womb healing retreat, because when I was working privately with women, I have learned that they are not capable on their own get all of these subjects healed in the womb because they may be too young, they didn't have the experience and so forth. And so in the wholeness retreat, we look at all different ways that you are victimized. And then you take that and heal it through the womb. Because I was 45 when I created the womb healing program. I've had 2 master's degrees. I was married to a millionaire and divorced. I built a $5 million business in network marketing and let it go. Like, I've had a lot of experiences. I have been studying with the White Brotherhood, with beloved Saint Germain and Jesus. I have been like on a deep spiritual journey my whole life. So I carried a lot of wisdom and a lot of experience when I came into the creation of the womb healing program. But people come from all walks of life. And they don't know how to use this powerful tool completely, in all its power. And so that's why the wholeness retreat and the womb healing program, they go hand in hand, because it's a powerful instrument. But the wholeness retreat educates you, on the victimhood issues, raises that up, and then you go heal. So it helps you to mature faster, to grow up faster. It's a powerful support. And the wholeness retreat is only $1,000. And the womb healing is only $500. So for people to buy it together, it's not too expensive. I know it's not $15 or $19.99, but it's a powerfully, beautifully recorded programs that you go over year after year, because it's an instruments that keep on healing, that keep on inspiring, that keep on helping you out. So they work for a long time. So, but yeah. Okay, thank you. That was perfect. Greta, do you have any questions, honey? You just came up front and central now. Can you unmute yourself so I can see your beautiful face and hear your sweet voice?
Well, thank you. No questions for now.
Okay. So Greta, I wanted to compliment you last time. I don't know if I had enough opportunity to share with you. Your femininity has gone like 100%. Your improvement in the feminine energy, in the feminine channel, it's so powerful. I know you just come out for a little bit and in the shadow you're not fully visible, but I feel you. And I want you to know that your feminine channel is extraordinary. And you're like doing this, that you know it as well. And I'm sure that you feel it through your husband, you feel it through life. Is the world also kinder, nicer to you, that you are more in your feminine energy? You're doing this. Yeah. It's very powerful. Like when a woman opens up in her feminine channel, meaning her womb and her sexuality and her heart, therefore softens and heals, because Greta was with us in the wholeness retreat. She's done it a couple times. And it shifts something magically. And then like, I love you more now. Like before, I was loving you like I'm a spiritual being. I have to love people like Jesus Christ. It was an effort. Now I hear your voice and my heart responds. It's like, yes, hi Greta, I love you. It's magnetic. And I know if I feel that way, and you are not my friend or something. I'm sorry, I'm fidgeting with my dress. I need to correct it. It's magnetic. Your field is so powerful that it creates a law of attraction. I'm like, wow, who is this woman? And Greta just gave birth to her 3rd child. She's a nursing mom. She lives in Moscow now. And, how are you doing actually? Are you good as a mom, health-wise and everything?
Everything is okay. We have a lot of things to do. That's the only thing that is difficult. I feel myself happy about what I have in my life. Had a lot of things that changed throughout the years, throughout the 4 last years. And I was very happy about what you said about the feminine energy, which goes up very far better than before, of course. But I still have questions about how to be in family and with the house and everything to do and to stay in that energy. That's the most difficult part of it. I think. Because when I'm with you, I can get to this energy. But when I am by myself with have to look for the children, at the same time has to do the other things, it starts to be very difficult. And here I have difficulties to keep in this good state.
Thank you so much. You touched on this really powerful subject, is the source. You know, when you connect to my source, I activate in women their feminine and divine naturally. And that's why I want to do once a month a temple of love, where you can get access to inspiration, and the Queen's Club meeting once a month, where we can practice together on the sexual goddess issues and relationship issues and the feminine channel issues. So that at least for those that have bought my retreats, you have an access to me twice a month, the first week and the last week. And this way, slowly, 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 you grow it inside of you. It's infectious. Like, I wasn't like that at 45. You know, I was so desperate and disappointed and cynical, thinking all the men are horrible. In Russian, we call them kozyol. I would say it's all men are like that, you know, and they're afraid of strong and educated women and independent women. I was like disappointed and thinking the enemy is outside of me. I didn't know that, you know, they're craving to love me. They're craving to serve me as a woman. That the problem is within me, not within them. They want to drink from the fountain of love, not from a cynical, masculine, you know, full of arrogance and pridefulness and of thinking I'm smarter than thou attitude. You know, I remember, can I tell you like a short story? At the time I was doing the online dating, looking for a great person, and I was in La Jolla, so I would date only the men that live in La Jolla. So I would eliminate the poor people, you know. So I would like set the dates in expensive restaurants in La Jolla. So like if he cannot meet me there, then goodbye. So I was on a date with this man, and he was so lovely. He was a constructor of something. So for the moment I saw him, I was like, oh, honey, you're not my type, in my heart. He was built, he was masculine, he had a construction company, he was wonderful. But it's like, you know, I felt, and it's like, I don't want to kiss him. But I met him, I already had my womb healing done. I was already studying the geisha. And so, you know, I sat with him and I made this beautiful, enchanting space for him where he was not judged. I didn't want anything from him. I didn't need anything from him. And we had this beautiful soul connection. This field was being built. And meanwhile, I texted my girlfriend, and I was 45, she was 50, and he was 50. And I was like, but she looked phenomenal. Like her body was built, very, very, you know, all this stuff. And so I texted her. I said, I think he could be better match for you. And she also lived in La Jolla next to me. I was like, we're sitting in this restaurant. Pop by, say hi, and, you know, take a look at him. If you like him, then you sit, and then I will leave, and, you know, you can continue with the date. So she comes in, and I was like, oh, hi, have a seat, you know, meet, I don't know, Joe Black. I don't remember his name and so forth. And so she sits down, and she's so in her masculine, and she starts interviewing him. So Joe, you know, where you work, how much money you make, what car, you know, the interview begins. And he tightened up, and he's like, you know, has to respond to the teacher, you know, I'm making this money, I'm doing this, like, am I worthy, my lady? Am I worthy of you? Am I worthy of your attention? And so, you know, she noticed that he's just answering her questions, but he's not really wanting to connect with her. And I praised her, and I said, she's amazing, she's this, she's that, blah, blah, blah. And he just like was very polite, but he shut down his heart. And so when she felt like not happening, she's like, okay, I gotta run. I'm like, okay, honey. And when she left, he was like, ah, thank God she's gone. He goes, we were having such a good time together. And he did this, from heart to heart. He goes, I was feeling so good with you. And then this woman comes in and I feel all tense. Like a piece of meat on a market. But you know all of this. You're laughing, you know all of this, how that works. And I was like, it was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much. I gotta go. It was lovely to meet you. And I was like, I don't feel that we're a good match. We can be friends, but I don't feel that we are a match for my romantic needs. And he was trying to convince me, like, give me another chance. I'll do this. I was like, no, I love you. You're wonderful. But I know what I'm looking for. And I don't want to waste your time and your money and my time and your money. I know what I'm looking for, and you're not it. And he goes, but I like you. I'm like, I know. I knew I'm a Bentley. I've worked a lot of myself. So I knew a lot of men would like me because I understood how to become this source of pleasure for them. A space where they can relax and shine their light. So Greta, remember I gifted you a session at our Queen retreat for your childbearing. So take advantage of that. I will help you out because you've got all the retreats, you've got all the tools. I will help you to break through whatever, like I'll diagnose you and see where you need to, in which body there is a block, so you can connect to that, your inner thing. Because I love you, you're wonderful. Thank you for always coming to all of my events and always being there. And she always writes to me afterwards something. She gives me feedback. I love people that give me feedback because it makes my life meaningful. I feel that I'm not just sitting and talking to camera. I'm making a difference. We all want to make a difference. I want my life to matter. After 50, when I reach 100 and I look back, I want to know how many women's lives I have helped to shift into self-love, and how many couples I've helped to build a loving relationship, and how many women I helped to manifest the right person for them, for love, not for material survival, but for love, because then prosperity, everything prospers in love. Okay, all right, we're good. I'm actually tired. I feel like I've done the work for today. That would be nice to complete, actually. Suzanne is actually doing this as well. We've been for 2 hours together. So I am choosing Suzanne because she's visible and she can be well heard and so forth. And I know she's done a lot of work, so this could be fast. She's ripe and ready to break through. So it's up to you, ladies. Do you want to leave the healing session for the next time, where I may be able to do 2 people? We start from the healing. Like, I won't give you theory anymore. We just start from the healing. Or are you okay to stay and go with Suzanne? Or you go off and we just do this with Suzanne, and then you will get it in recording. Please quickly respond. How do you feel?
Yeah,
Because
you're
I can
Yana.
do it. Hmm?
You're Yana. Go ahead.
Go ahead to do this. Suzanne, how are you feeling? Do you have like another 15 to 30 minutes for your work?
Yes, I can be flexible. I'm fine.
Okay. All right, ladies. If you need to go, you can go. If you want to stay, you stay. If you want to support us, if you want to stay on camera and support us with your visual, I would enjoy that, because you are giving me energy as well. And I like to get the feedback. And so whoever is leaving, goodbye. And so we're going to start with Suzanne. So, Suzanne, you are starting with a really powerful subject that is the most scariest one for all, humiliation. And humiliation is the wound for visibility. It is on the opposite side. So, as I said, everyone wants to be famous. Everyone wants to get on the stage of life and to be seen, to be loved, worshipped, and adored. But one of the biggest fears that we have is to be humiliated. So that's what protects us from breaking through into visibility. And the only way to there is through humility and humbleness. And that's the Christ way. Humbleness and humility. And that is the most powerful spiritual work that you can do as well. And connect you deeper too. So a couple of questions super fast. Which divinity do you connect to? Do you like Jesus Christ? Is the Mother Mary, God absolute? Like, is there any spiritual language that you like for me that is close to your heart? And please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Both Jesus and source energy is how I identify energy
Okay.
creation.
All right, good. So I will call in beloved Jesus, his healing energy for us for this. So it's going to be very powerful for those that believe in. Okay, good. Beloved Jesus and the higher self of Suzanne, me and everybody in the group, come forth here and create this sacred space for this beautiful soul to connect to the light of God that shines so bright and transforms all the shadows as the illusion that they are, and clears up the space for this beautiful soul in the body of Suzanne to shine her love and light in this world for free, without the limitation of humiliation. We ask, beloved Jesus, for you to give us the humbleness, the trust, the faith in your light, in your loving presence, to connect to your Christ consciousness and to surrender everything into the hands of loving God, the creator of all, the source of our life. In thy name, I ask for your healing presence to be here in this session. Thank you. Amen. Suzanne, first question, what happened? Please tell short version of any event that is the most bright in your mind that you felt deeply offended and humiliated that hurts you. I know there are many, many things, but like which is the most, painful one, more bright comes up. But the short story.
The earliest is being sexually abused when I was 5.
You felt humiliation?
I didn't understand it, and I actually buried it until I was 40. I wasn't even aware of it, except I knew that I did not trust men.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I had made a decision at some point not to be cute, because cute's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling like this may be the beginning of that humiliation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was alone, and as far as I know, my parents did not know about it, and I buried it.
Mm-hmm. Can you mention who the person was?
I don't know for sure, but I know it was
Like, was it a stranger or?
it was someone I believe that was in our household. There were two teenagers in our household that were both around 15. One was a girl, one was a boy. And I believe it was him, but I don't have a full memory of it. So there was also a piece of it where my pet was killed by him. And seeing that, so that I wouldn't say anything, seeing that was very traumatic.
Okay, so we need to identify one piece at a time here. So you feel that when you were 5, you were sexually molested by a 15-year-old teenager that was in your household. And that's a deep trauma that held you shut down and not trusting men and not trusting your beauty. Because you're not cute. I'm sorry, you are beautiful. Some people are cute, but you truly are beautiful. Like, canonic your features and everything. You are a beautiful woman. That's how you were designed by
Thank you.
God.
I
What can we say?
accept that.
Okay,
Thank
wonderful.
you for taking.
Yes, good. Great, wonderful. Okay, so can you connect to that 5-year-old? So let me take you there. Close your eyes and start breathing deeply. So everyone, you can start doing some deep breathing for yourselves. Relax your belly. Feel your belly fill up with air. And then when you exhale, you gently pull your belly to your belly button, like releasing all the air out. So breathe with your belly, with your womb, relaxing it deeper and deeper and deeper. And connect to this really relaxed space. So you inhale with your nose and you exhale with your mouth. And with each exhale, you relax a little bit more, a little bit deeper. So now you are 50 years old and you're walking backwards in timeline into your past. And now you're 40 and you keep on walking. And now you're 30. You keep walking into your past in the timeline corridor. And you're 10. And now you're 5. So connect to her. And what is she feeling in her body when this is happening to her? What is she feeling in her body? Only describe the body feelings. How does it feel inside your body now? Okay. Shaking? Shaking. Okay. And also connect, just look into your body, inside of your body. How do you feel in your heart area, in your womb area, your legs, your arms, your throat? What else? How is your body feeling that?
Shut down, and I feel like I want to leave my body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To escape.
Escape.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. To abandon the body.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was physically not able to move.
Mm-hmm. You froze.
No, I was actually restrained. My hands were tied,
Mm-hmm.
and he was heavier than me, so I couldn't move.
Mm-hmm. So you were physically restrained. Okay. So do you feel that the trauma is still, you're feeling it in your body now?
I've worked on it a lot, but yes, I can still touch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So no matter what time in the past things happen to us, the trauma is held in the physical body. The memory is held until we heal that, okay, which we are going to heal now to as much as you will allow. So the next step, what emotions are you feeling? She's feeling. Like right now you're her, so this 5-year-old is feeling.
Fear is the primary feeling. Some abandonment because I have to go through it alone. It's hard.
So what other emotions are you feeling? So fear, abandonment,
Sadness.
sadness? Sadness?
Mhm. And I think there's probably anger in there too. I would like to strike that.
Anger, okay. So that's the next question. So what do you want to what do you want to do? What is your scenario when you feel hurt like that? What do you want to do? Hit, run, die, attack?
But one of the two, either attack or retreat, just go with it, hide.
But in this particular case, what do you want to do?
At this point in the scenario, I want to hide. I want to escape.
When you're 5 years old,
Yes.
you wanted to hide and disappear. Okay. What does that mean to you? What did this event meant to you? How do you interpret it to you?
Again, I've done a lot of work on it, so I have both pieces. I have either the raw child energy, and I also have some understanding so that I can function. So
we're not mentalizing it right here, right now. You are both the 5 and you are both the 60-year-old. It's like you are part of all of it. What does this mean to you in your body, in your time right now? Whatever is left over is left.
What it means for me now is I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to release it because I don't need to carry it anymore.
Okay, that's mentalizing it.
Really?
That's
it feels like a
Just stay with me. Just trust me, Suzanne. Just trust me, because I want to heal it on a deep level so that the trauma would leave your body. So trust me and this, and surrender a little bit. And so when we have worked on something for a long time, of course we want to go there. I've done it, blah blah blah. It's maybe 10% is left, but I want to work with this 10% as if it is 100%. So we want to work with what is left, what is right now. So just stay with raw, with what is. So what does this event mean? You're 5 years old. You're being sexually molested and abused by a 15-year-old teenager that is heavier than you. He puts you down. You feel trembling in your body, you feel all of these emotions and so forth. Like, what does this mean to you? You want to hide, you want to disappear. There is some anger there, you want to strike back as well.
I'm not safe.
But what does that mean to you? Yes, you're not safe. Yes, okay, the world is not safe for you. You're not safe in this world. Good. Okay, wonderful. Okay, now that's the real thing. We came to the core of it. Okay. So now, inside of you, which values inside of you support this line of life? Like, why is okay for life to be unsafe for beautiful girls? Is there, what do you feel is the program within you, or maybe your parents have installed you, doesn't matter where it came from from your lineage, from the social world, from the media, from your karma. But there is something in your world, in your that is in allowance with that. Why is it possible? Why like it's you deserve that, or it's allowed in this world? If you could frame it. Like,
By disapproving of myself, I don't allow myself to feel the love of my being for me and other people's love for me too.
so it's okay to be abused because you're disconnected from the love.
And I'm disapproving of what happened and the person that this came from.
Yeah, you're disapproving. But which values that you hold in your world that it's okay? It's okay for something like that to happen. Is there permission for that? Is there any reason that it's possible? I'm sure there is. I need you to dig deep inside and see and pull it out. Why is it okay? Why you deserved it?
I can see that I must have felt I deserved it, but I don't see the why. I mean, I'm an innocent child, although I know,
It's mentalizing. Again, it's mentalizing. Yeah, it's mentalizing. But there is deep inside of you, there is two ways the possibility is why you can justify this, why it's allowed in your world, and where it conflicts with your moral code, why it's not possible. There are two ways. If that one is,
yeah, it does conflict with my moral code.
yeah, that's why I need to first pull out the why yes and then the why no, in which way it conflicts. We need to take a look at those two things inside of you. And the clearer we get it out, the deeper we get the trauma out.
Does it have to do with resistance? It feels like I'm resisting this with all of my being on one level. And on another, I'm...
So Suzanne, right now you're going you're reliving it in lower bodies. You're back into the mental and emotional body. Yeah, that's one of the problems with people that work on themselves a lot. So they have created the mental protection already, and when we get raw and real to the thing, I need you to actually live it from the beyond those layers, beyond the mind trying to explain. Deep inside of you, somehow it's okay to be taken advantage of, to be raped, to be humiliated, to be hurt for whatever reasons, in some ways, under some conditions. It's possible. For example, if you're beautiful and vulnerable and stupid as a child, then you can get in the harm's way. Like, where in your world unsafety is justified? I know it's very difficult to define it. If it's not coming out, it's not coming out. But if you can connect to that program, why is it okay?
Because I'm unsafe with my father.
Mm-hmm.
But, my physical father.
Mm-hmm. So unsafety from men is part of this world, because even the father is not safe. Okay, so it's allowed. This is somehow it's allowed in your world, in your program, that it's part of your worldview scenario. Okay, which program it's in conflict with, which values it's in total conflict with. If you can form it, but inside of you, not a moral judgment, people not supposed to do this, it's just like in you. Why is it not okay?
It's not okay to physically hurt someone like that.
Why not?
It's against God's love. It's against what God wants for us.
Beautiful.
Safety. And
Yeah,
to
that's
feel
beautiful.
surrounded by love and approval. So it's against
Wonderful.
God. That's what it is.
Yes. So now let's do a healing of that. Stay there, stay in this vulnerable space at the verge of breakthrough. Let's do a healing of that part. So see that part of you, that 5-year-old, that innocent child, not just necessarily just in that particular event, but in general, that you're part of you that is the innocent child. Because within us, if you learn in the wholeness retreat, there is a child, there is an adult, there is a grown up, there are all these different parts, multi, roles that are. So connect to that innocent child inside of you. Close your eyes and see her. And maybe see her at this event where she is overpowered, where she feels helpless, scared, unsafe, hurt. Just see her, what she's feeling in her body, the trembling, the anger, the frozen, like all of these things, like the full trauma, full on. See it on, connect to her. And now you are the Divine Mother. And you're going to repeat after me these words, and you can add to them what feels right to you, but I'm going to guide you through this. I see you. Talk to her. I see you.
I see you. I see you.
I acknowledge this part of me that is deeply scared and traumatized and innocent.
I acknowledge this part of me that's deeply traumatized and yet innocent.
And scared and hurt. I see you. And I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
And I feel you. I feel you.
And I give you space to be.
And I give you space to just be.
And just give her that space to be. Make her visible. See that part of you. Give it space to be. Permission to be. The part of trauma is part of you, your bigger whole, bigger self. And now see her and welcome her to come into your heart. And see how that part of you comes into your heart. And if you can be the loving Divine Mother in your heart, just embrace her and soothe her and love her. And whichever way, this is your personal experience. Just go through this. Take your time of receiving her in your heart and loving her and soothing her. Tell her whatever words you need to tell her for her to feel safe in your heart.
I'm here for you. I love you. Nothing in this world there's nothing in this world that I can't do here for you.
Make her feel safe. What do you need to tell her for her to feel safe in your heart?
I'm here for you, no matter what.
And it's okay, it was part of life. Many girls go through this. It's part of being embodied in this life. It's part of this journey.
This is sometimes part of the journey for women in this life.
It doesn't make you good or bad.
It's not good or bad.
It's not because you're beautiful.
It's not because you're beautiful.
Even really ugly girls go through this. Little girls go through so much aggression, so much attacks on their innocence. Doesn't matter how they look.
Your looks have nothing to do with it.
Just embrace her and allow, give her space for that part of you to have lived itself out. It's part of your karma, part of your journey, part of something happened. And, you know, nourish it with love. Just give her space to cry, to shake, and just dissolve it in your loving heart. As part of life, part of okayness of this experience. And you survived. You're fine. You're alive.
Yes. I remember that I've survived and I'm okay.
But yeah, just stay with her. I'm just giving you a little guidance. I don't want you to get into the mental world. I want you to stay and just embrace her. Make her lovable within your own heart. Make her safe. And see that she dissolves in your heart. And now only you are left. The mature, the grown up, the safe, beautiful woman. Beautiful Suzanne. And now connect to your Atman body, connect to your higher self, to your ideal, to God. And just thank Him, the creator of all, for this opportunity for your soul, for your beautiful feminine soul, to come into this world and experience all of it like beloved Jesus. All the humiliation, all the rejection, all this unsafeness, and lift it up to your creator and just thank for this journey on the human planet, on the human earth, the space of duality, the space where the war of light and dark is happening, and that you're alive. And connect to that love. How would God see you? No matter what. If you're old, if you're fat, if you're shut down, or if you are blooming and yummy and delicious, like how does God see you? Does He care? Or like see through the eyes of love yourself right here, right now. Connect to the ideal relationship with yourself. Can you connect to that? So now if you were the goddess divine, how would you be living now? Would you forgive that poor soul that have raped you? Can you give him a loving space that he didn't know what he was doing and he did what he did and he served his karmic job? And can you send your loving, the rays of light and love from your beautiful divine heart? If you are in contact with your divine aspect, the divine mother, can you send him love and tell him, I forgive you and I love you? Just do it.
I forgive you and I love you.
Yeah, you can just send it to him. You can connect to his image and just do it. You can say it, you don't have to say it. When you're ready, you just nod so I can move further. Just experience that. I need you to go through that experientially. Send him the light. See the light rays coming out of your heart. And send beloved Jesus in his body of light to go and embrace him and fill his heart with love and tell him it's okay. Tell him you're not bad. You followed your nature. Your wild, aggressive man's nature. Your hormones were wild and driving you crazy. And just say, it's okay. You're part of this life. Just send him the love. And feel that your karma is complete. That he brought you to this space. Wonderful. And now, if you are this beautifully healed goddess divine with open and healed heart, you know, what does this event now mean to you from this space now?
It doesn't have to define me. It's just something that happened.
It doesn't have to define you. It's just something that happened.
Yeah, it doesn't define me. It's just an experience.
Mm-hmm.
I can let it go. I don't need to hang on to any of the pain.
Do you feel free?
Yes, I feel lighter, much lighter.
What do you want to do now?
I just want to live my life with joy and peace.
Celebrate. Celebrate. Yeah. To live your life with joy and peace, that it's like celebration. How do you feel right now? What feelings do you have right now in your body, in your space?
Peace, relief,
Relief, peace,
flexibility,
flexibility, possibility,
possibility, open, soft.
openness and softness. Beautiful. And I'm able to receive. Beautiful. And the tears of release. How beautiful. How do you feel in your body now?
I'm in my body fully, and I'm enjoying being in my body.
So no more trembling. Feels relaxed. Yeah.
No more need to shield myself.
Yeah.
And push away. No need to do that.
Yeah. No more pushing people away. And deep acceptance. Yeah. I feel that you've done it. I feel that the trauma is released through your body because you lived it honestly on all the layers. And I'm really trusting you. Not because of your words, but what I mean is I'm speaking my truth to you now. I'm mirroring you back as a healer. Is what I feel is that I'm trusting that you honestly released him. And you have honestly released this 5-year traumatized part of you. I really trust the process that you actually went through it. I feel it. I felt it with you. So you did a beautiful job. As you can see, like we can work on ourselves, you know, for years and years and years in so many different ways. But the traumatized part of us is completely released, I feel, only when I take it through the Bulat's method. And when there is a mirror. Because when Bulat takes me through it, you know, I can get mentalized, I can get stuck, I get too far away this, I try to explain this and justify this. He just keeps me innocent and pure like a child and honest with my emotions and feelings. And usually, and just takes me step by step, and then I will break into tears. I'll go so much deeper, and the trauma will come out from the astral body where it's all was stored and held. And once the astral body is purified, you know, then my body releases it. Releases it. We start, the breathing normalizes. We start smiling. Did you notice, everyone, how she started smiling? At a certain point, she went, ah.
It happens to everyone who goes through this process. From tensity and mentality, it goes into the joy of life. Once we connect it, that means that the trauma was healed in a divine area, in the Atman body. When we released it, not everybody can do it right away. The work that you have done has allowed for you were ripe and ready to release it. Many times we reach to the causal body and people shut down there. They cannot see it. It's like darkness above. They cannot see, they cannot break through. And so then we need a second time because they need to marinate in that. And I give them some explanations and help. And then when we go second time, they can break through. So with everybody, it's different. So you are ripe and ready, but I feel that you have released the trauma from you. And you can truly feel free and visible on a physical level, not just in your mental level. So you are beautiful, Suzanne. You're such a goddess. And thank you for being part of this group, part of this circle, part of my life. I really admire you. I admire your journey beyond what words can say. It's because I have been watching your evolution for years, been sensing into you, feeling into you. So, Bulat, I have lost the connection. Okay, thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, everyone, for this beautiful, deep journey. Releasing the trauma is always a really powerful experience. And I know when you're watching, it's just a child's journey for you because somebody else's pain is not so real. But when you actually connect to the part of you that is traumatized and when you release that out of your body, it's an extraordinary experience. So I want to welcome you for our next session, live session. It's going to be the information you will receive on our Telegram chat when is our next meeting. That will be a month or so from now, because in July and August we are going to be working for 4 weeks on the Sexual Goddess Retreat. So I'm not going to have the Temple of Love in August. I think it's in September that we will have our first Temple of Love again. And you're welcome. But meanwhile, I'm inviting you to buy the Wholeness Retreat online. I'm welcome you to buy the Sexual Goddess Retreat online and join us for the practices this July and August. And in our Telegram chat, as I said, you will receive the information when our next meeting will be. So thank you for this. I hope that you leave some comments under this video. How was this for you? Was it helpful, useful, what you liked, what questions you have? And until next time in our Temple of Love, and enjoy your beautiful life. You deserve the best. You are the best. God loves you. I love you. And I will see you soon.